my conversion ratio?
Yeah.
0%.
But then at the same time, and this is obviously you watch one video on YouTube and you're going to get served up a lot that are similar. I think, because of what we've shared between each other and the stuff that I've watched, there's certainly an uptick in sort of my feed on YouTube of all these videos about people who, is this a proper use of this? Decentralized their technology, so it's not just an iPhone that has this, and this.
That works.
They went to a literal camera, a notebook. Like they broke it up into all of the individual ingredients and used those to live their lives.
Yeah,
and therefore, avoiding the centralization and everything through the phone, social media in general, YouTube, everything that they're consuming through that device. So it's there's not a huge super great intellectual point here, but it's just interesting that this is becoming more and more prevalent, at least in my view of my sliver of culture, is disconnecting to a certain extent, or moving fully toward analog tech to consume.
The metaphor
art.
is always the pendulum, right?
Yeah.
And I do think the pendulum goes one way and it goes the other. And you're gonna see a rejection of a lot of the stuff that is popped up over the last 20 years. You're also, part of it is probably people starting to realize that there's not one way to look at the world.
Yeah.
Even if that's not the primary thing that is kind of understood, it's almost intuited that, there's more, you can view the world through more than one lens and they can all be correct simultaneously. Maybe everything is not progress based, or maybe everything is not, there's just different outlooks, and multiple things can be true at once. We've talked about that on this show several times, but I think you're seeing a reaction to 20 years of one way of thinking.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who said, I agree with that, that's right. And then they said, maybe that's not. I'm not as sad. At the end of the day, what hasn't changed is that everybody that's ever been alive is dead now. There's just certain things that don't really change, and we can add all of these little creature comforts to our life, but we're still dealing with the same programming in a sense that we've always had. And some people they feel more stressed, or more they're more aware of that timeline than others, and maybe that drives some of this. But it's like you're only gonna be every even we talk about all the time, we gotta appreciate when we're doing these things, and, we're like, oh man, 3 years goes by like that. We're all toast. There's no way around that. And most of what we're doing probably doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. And I think when people really start to contend with that idea, and it's like, how long can you block that out before you have to come to terms with it? And when you have to come to terms with it and you start looking at it in relation to our contemporary setting, at least for me, I was like, this is just ridiculous. This is stupid. I don't want to do these things. This is not where I want my time to be.
Yeah.
My very hyper limited time.
Your attention.
My attention. Yeah. Just
which is,
you spend a lot more time dead than you do alive.
Which is sort of what everybody's fighting for.
Yeah.
How do we get you to pay attention to our thing?
Yeah.
So we can get you to think a certain way, or spend your money a certain way, or
And then it's just like how stupid a lot of those things are anyways, like thinking a certain way, like that matters in the grand scheme of anything, or spending your money in a certain way, like that matters in the grand scheme of spending your dollars in a certain way, like how stupid that is at the end of the day.
Right.
I'm not fighting against financial security, or like, it's like the system is the system. Like there's not a lot that can be changed there, and I'm not really interested in hearing people argue about how to change it, but it's like there's plenty of options, you have plenty of choices that you can make within that, and it's kind of up to you at that point. It's in your hands.
Yeah.
And yeah, do it or don't. It doesn't change anything.
It had been a golden afternoon, and I remember having the familiar conviction that life was beginning over again with the summer and summer.